Welcome to the Tequila Time Podcast. I'm so excited to introduce to you my guest today, Trapp, member of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And if you notice by his filter, he's a mutant ape and he looks awesome. I can't wait to introduce you. Hey Trapp, how's it going?
Hey there, Tequila. Going good. Stoked to be here. Thank you so much for asking me to be on this.
Amazing. It's an absolute pleasure. I've been so excited to get to know you more, and this show is a perfect time for it. So yeah, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so excited about everything that's going to come forward for us all. And the fact that we're here right now with our filters, is amazing. So I just want to put it out there. I'm stoked about the whole thing. And your mutant is looking fire. It's awesome.
Thank you. Well, I'm honored to be here, honestly. Like, I've seen you just bring so much joy to this space, and you're always just so hyped. And it's such a beautiful energy to be able to feed off of and connect with on a regular basis. So thank you. I'm really stoked too.
I really appreciate that, fam. Honestly, I feel like the space needs positivity, and it's one thing I'm good at. So I love every day bringing the vibes, like tequila.
Yes, I love it. So rad.
Yeah. So, like, to begin, I just want to kind of understand your journey. Like, how did it start for you? How did you enter the yacht club?
So, I actually got the opportunity to enter back in March or whatever it was. Like when the yacht club first came around, my buddy Swole Luxo Bags, him and I were doing crypto together, for a while. And he's like, hey man, like I'm getting this ape thing, like you need to get it, and I was like, no man, honestly, like I had just got like wrecked in crypto. I think I was down like 85 or 90% or something like that. So I was like, no man, I'm just gonna, buy the dip on these few different coins and I'm not doing anything else, nothing new. Of course that was the wrong decision at that point. When the OG ape started taking off, I started paying attention more, and then just did what I could to make sure I got in the club, some way. And then I was able to grab a mutant after flipping some sandbox land. Made a good play on sandbox, and then was able to make the play to get in the club. So that was a year ago. Now, pretty August. Wow, yeah, August was like when I got in. So that's crazy to think about.
Happy ape anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's been a wild ride ever since, honestly. Like the amount of love and, acceptance that, people in this space have given me, not even just in the yacht club, just like all around, so many different communities and so many different groups of people that are just psyched and, and then obviously riding the wave of what the yacht club has been doing too, from from ape coin, just this year, right? From the ape coin, to the other side. It's just been absolutely freaking a blast. And that's why I got into the club, or just in NFTs in general, just have fun, and it's been nothing but that ever since for me. So
yeah, it's wild. It's been such a wild ride, and it's not over yet. We're just at the dawn of it. It's all the beginning. Yeah. It's like, page one. It's crazy. Yeah. And I totally agree with you. Like, it's been a wild ride, and it's not just the Bored Ape community. It's all of the others that are really trying to make something in this space, because we're all connected together. We're not separate. We're all people who believe in the future of blockchain and Web3, and the fact that something can give us so much more control over our lives and how we live. And it's just incredible. And I love your story. I love your story because when you realize something was bigger than what we all thought it might become, you jumped headfirst and you got your mutant. And I'm so glad you made it into the yacht club, because you as well, you're like a positive joy to literally every time I see your tweet, I smile. So yeah, you definitely give the positive vibes for sure. I'm on your Instagram.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I before NFTs and before I really got into crypto or any of it, my life wasn't very positive at all, so once I was able to get out of that dark place, and get to where I am now, I felt the need to do what I can to stay in this light space, and then spread it, as much as I possibly can, because I definitely know what it feels to to be in a dark place for an extended period of time. So thank you for saying that. I'm psyched right now just talking about it. Like, let's fucking go. Yes.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Hell yeah.
I love
cool.
it. I love it. I do. I love it. Yeah, no, I think so many people on this planet can empathize with, like, I guess, darkness, you know, and there's been like it's been a crazy world for a few years. And I think, there's been a lot of moments where I think lots of people have felt like they might have been at a dark hour. But it is such a beautiful thing when you can pull yourself out of it. I know it's hard, but like to be able to become this light of energy when it's so easy to stay in the darkness, you know, it's so much easier sometimes just to stay there and not pull yourself out of it because it's quite a difficult thing to overcome. So I can totally empathize with you. And I love it. I love seeing the light from you now. So I'm so glad you pulled yourself out of it because it's fucking awesome. Excuse my language.
Thank you. No. Fucking awesome, you're right.
Yeah, is that awesome? It deserved that extra, you know, F word, but
Absolutely.
Yeah, for real. So like, I know that we've got mutual friends in the space, you know, we're all in group chats. Like, I love it. It's like such a buzz every day. I know lots of people have got things going on together. You know, everyone sort of, I guess, helps one another in projects. And I've been so deep into my own in the background. I really keep up to date with like everything that's going on around me. So maybe if you bring me up to date, up to speed, like what are you doing right now? What are you thinking? What are your next moves? You know, where do you want to be? What do you think of your mutant ape? Are you gonna, like, I don't know, build on the IP and do things in future? Just tell me all of it. I want to know it all.
So if I'm being completely honest, I'm just trying to keep having fun in the space. I don't personally have any plans like with the IP of my mutant or anything like that. My IRL career is pretty prominent in my life, as well as my family. You know, they're like my number one priority. So I mean, I'm just here to have a great time and support my friends, you know, with whatever they're doing, you know. So if opportunities come across where people, you know, have ideas and I can do things to help support them, then that is my purpose. You know, I just want to do whatever I can to help my friends, watch them succeed, you know, and fulfill their dreams in this space. You know, in the beginning, I kind of moved around a little bit to see where I fit, you know, and, you know, I've done a lot of trading in this space. I still like doing that. I'm more cautious about it now, obviously, just because of the market.
Yeah.
But, I thought about, like, you know, in the beginning, like, okay, like maybe I could go full time Web3, you know, what about education? You know, what about like onboarding? You know, what about like, you know, project managers or all these different avenues, you know, that we saw that I saw when I first came to the space. But after a year, you know, my truth is that like, I just want to have fun with my friends, Tequila. Like that's like really all I want to do here, you know, like if, you know, the trading turns out to be, you know, financially, you know, good, like, cool, that's awesome, you know, but, I just want to help my friends succeed. That's really my only purpose here, you know? Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like, I've thought about like so many different, like, dude, there's so many opportunities here, like take advantage of this, take advantage of that, you know, but I just can't seem to dial down any one thing in particular for an extended period of time because the space is moving so fast, you know, and people have so many amazing ideas and there's so many brilliant creatives here, you know, so whatever I can do to support them, that's what I want to do.
That sounds awesome though. Like you don't have to build anything. The fact that you want to prop your friends up and help them, you know, and help others because even projects need, you know, hyped apes or hyped anything, you know, everyone needs hype. So, I mean, there is a role for that, you know?
Yeah. You know, and that's what I like to get excited, you know, I like to be able to be like, let's like this is incredible. Like, like how cool is this? You know, if like, I think this is cool. Like, do you think this is cool? Right. Like if we both think it's cool, then like really we can show other people that it's cool. Then like, you know, like that's I don't know. Like under my filter, like I'm just smiling so big right now. Cause like, That's just my truth. Oh, okay. Like that's my truth,
I
right?
can
Like
cut that
that's
out if you want.
no worries. I mean, I'm like fully doxxed at this point, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But at least they know I'm telling the truth now. When they see under the filter,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm just cheesing, because it just gets me
Uh-huh.
so stoked. It gets me so
I
stoked.
love it. I love it because I feel like you're the male ape version of me. Because
Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, like every time, like, in your videos and Instagram, you're always so hyped, and it's so cool. And unfortunately, like it's the exception rather than the rule these days. So,
I
um,
know, it's so sad.
that's why I think like the positivity, but the real genuine positivity, right? It's not like this fake, like
Yeah.
every day's gonna be the best day of my life. It's like, no, like I'm fucking psyched and like here is why, and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm so grateful for this on a daily basis. And that allows me to stay in this kind of peak state, right? Because like I
Yeah.
understand like how my life is compared to so many others or compared to where it was at one point. It's that like
Uh-huh.
actual evidence that like shows me like there's so many reasons to be stoked rather than just like trying to spread this fake negative or this fake positivity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's intoxicating. It really is. And you can notice when it's genuine from another person. So yeah,
For sure, for sure. We're definitely like this in the same, I guess, dimension, because
totally.
this
Yeah,
world is wild. And
yeah,
I was saying on another podcast, or maybe I say it on most of them, I'm not sure, but like we're at such an amazing time of history right now. We can
yeah,
write our own story and we can rewrite a story if we're not currently happy with it, like every day you wake up with a new breath. And it's a
yeah,
blessing to wake up breathing, like there's people on this planet. There's moments where, there's people around that have actually died, but
yeah,
then come back.
yeah,
And to physically feel that feeling and to think you're not going to come back, and then suddenly, oh, I'm like I've been reborn, sort of I'm awake again. And that happens like a lot. But it
yeah,
shouldn't take that kind of sort of tragedy for people to wake up and see that they should just like try and have a smile on their face and be grateful for just the fact that we've got this precious life and we're conscious beings that should be enjoying ourselves on this planet. I mean, we were born naked and then suddenly there's all these rules and you've got to wear
yeah,
clothes. And if you do this, you'll go to jail. And if you don't behave like a good citizen, you'll be punished and whatever. But we were born as very soulful beings and we were not meant to be, I guess, on this rat race wheel, just trying to feed ourselves and survive and keep a roof over our heads. It's never meant
yeah,
to be that way. However, we become evolved versions of humans. And I guess there's lots of pros and cons to it. However, people have lost their spark. They've
yeah,
lost that inner child that's meant to be childish and happy and giddy and laugh at silly things and make things funny, and I'm not afraid to like be myself. And if people want to laugh at me, I'll laugh with them because yeah, it's funny. And it's only funny because it's not normal. And it's not normal because people have become so stiff. So yeah, it's just like a consensus across, I guess, human beings in general. And everyone feels like they're being judged by others. So really, you just shouldn't care what anyone thinks, and just sort of smile, have fun, and be wild.
exactly. Yes, I love that so much, and I agree with absolutely everything you said. Every day the first thing I do when I wake up is I make a gratitude list. And it can be something as basic as like I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the breath in my lungs. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be an example of hope for others. Starting my day with like that level of gratitude and the very clear understanding that like there are people even in the United States where I live that would literally murder other people to have like the problems that I do, right? And like understanding that
Wild.
forces me into a place of extreme gratitude, where like none of my
Yeah.
problems really matter to the fact of affecting my mood on a consistent basis. And then when I am feeling off, if I'm saying, oh, you know what, I'm feeling, less motivated or, less positive, or less grateful, like I have those gratitude lists to go back to that remind me, that I am so fucking fortunate, to be living in the place that I am, with the people that I am, with the health that I have, with the opportunities that I have, and with the emotions that I'm able to have on a daily basis too. All of my limbs, my sight, like it's crazy,
Yeah.
when we take so many even basic necessities for granted, but
Yeah,
yeah,
for
like
sure.
that's probably one of the biggest tools that I have is that gratitude list every morning.
Yeah, it definitely works. It's powerful. I mean, like if you think about it, if someone offered you like $10 trillion for your eyes and you'd never see again, like I would say no. And if you
Yeah.
put things into perspective that way, it sort of shines a light on what's important. Again, of course, there's people on the planet who unfortunately don't have sight or hearing
Oh
or
yeah.
taste or
Yeah.
smell or
Like
touch. Lots
basic
of
senses,
people,
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
everyone who is able to live a free life and where they wake up breathing and they have all of the basic needs should be smiling, But I
Yeah.
guess the world
Yeah.
is the way it is, and I guess
Yeah.
there's this unmatched sort of standard that keeps raising, and everyone
Hmm.
tries to upgrade their life, and it just causes dissatisfaction because you'll
Yeah.
never have a perfect life. Nothing will
Mm.
ever balance perfectly. When one
Yeah.
thing is great, something else is at risk of faltering because it's not having attention. So
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing, life, and this
Hmm.
crazy sort of world we live in. But we
It
all
is.
have to live in it, and
Yes.
it's just wild. But
Yeah.
yeah, your talk about gratitude and everything, I love it because it's exactly how I feel and what I think, and I love writing things down just to sort of make it more visible to me. It's more
Absolutely.
powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something crazy what happens when like you get like pen to paper, or when you're able to get it out of your mind, right? That's why journaling is a very powerful thing for me too, and poetry, because once it's on paper, it becomes real, and once it's real, I can devise like a solution towards it, or it becomes
Yeah.
evidence of something that I can work towards or make a plan for. Because if it just stays up here in my mind, it's just going to drive me crazy, And that's just my experience where, getting something down on paper, like you said, is extremely powerful for me as well.
Yeah, and another thing that works good as well is looking in the mirror in the morning and just telling yourself how incredible you are. It's like, you're a powerful individual. You were the
Yeah,
strongest sperm. You were the
yeah,
strongest sperm and you're here.
yeah. I love that. Affirmations are huge as well. That's part of my
Oh,
morning routine too. It's that positive self talk. It's what's crazy. What's crazy, Tequila, is like I know people that make. I'm sure we both do make a very nice living for themselves, right? Like they're very
yeah.
successful. They're very motivated in so many areas of life, but they can't stand in front of a mirror and say I love me, and it's so
Mm,
weird to me that simple fact of like truly loving yourself is such an obstacle for so many people,
mm,
so being able to have a skill of like unconditional self love, is extremely powerful and very beneficial,
yeah.
for daily life, right? And I feel like if more people understood that value of like true self love, the world would be a completely different place. But like you said, this is the world we're living
Totally.
in, and all we can do is kind of navigate it for ourselves and hope it's attractive enough for other people to want to, have the same experiences as we're having. And then we can educate if they're willing. For now, it's,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
For sure. I know we're going along like the empowerment speeches right now, but on that note,
Yes,
I
yes,
I just sort of want to add that, life is never perfect. And even if I'm jumping around on a beach yelling tequila, like, super happy, I am super happy, don't get me wrong, and it's not false. But it
yes,
doesn't mean that life never throws curveballs at me. And it doesn't mean I don't have to ride tidal waves to sort of get out of
yes,
something.
yeah,
Things happen to everyone. And it's not always perfect, but again, it's about perspective and it's about being grateful for all the good stuff. So I just want to put that out there in case people think like, because we're, I don't know, bored apes and we're meant to be super successful and rich now, nothing ever goes wrong. But obviously that's not the picture we're trying to paint and is not a thing.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah, yeah. But and
Ah,
that's you're very right. Like life still happens, right? But
yeah.
practicing things on a daily basis, like that's what personally, at least, I do the gratitude list, I do the affirmations, I journal, I meditate, I do the breath work, I do all that stuff. for when life gets crazy. I do it because
Yeah.
of the tragedies that I'm going to come across, because I'm going to have sad days, because things aren't going to go my way all the time. Like, that's why I do it, in preparation for, when a family member passes away, or if I,
Yeah.
potentially lose a job, or a partner or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, if I don't do these things on a regular basis, like when that stuff happens, when life happens, right? It's gonna take me to a place that I don't want to be, So yeah, you're very right though.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
it's still life.
Yeah, it's life. I think we just put the whole world to right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
wow. Wow. Yeah. So can you believe it though? Like if you really think we've never met in person, we've never
Hmm.
spoken before. We just know each other's vibe because of our tweets, which again is
That's
miraculous.
crazy.
And
That's amazing.
now here we are. Here we are with I think, is it an 8 hour time difference? Is that what it is today? It's like 6 p.m. where I am.
6 p.m. Yeah, so it's 10 a.m. where I am. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So eight
so
hours. Yeah.
we're eight, so I'm 8 hours into the future right now, which is crazy. Like, wow. Um, not
Yeah, that's
only am I
awesome.
in the future, which is really weird if you really, really think about that deeply. I mean, we could go deep
Hmm.
on time and it blows my mind. I don't really believe in clocks, but anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
8 hours into the future, and we are sitting here on a podcast that is a first ever to be, I guess, filtered up. We
Mm.
are our avatars, we
Hmm.
are our pseudonymous selves, and we are obviously trying to give some sort of value. But
Yeah.
one day, this will be history. We're
Mm.
making history. We are going to
Yeah.
be on a piece of the blockchain, because
Yeah.
things are going to happen and everything's going to be on the blockchain and it'll never be deleted. We will
Yeah.
always be there like this. Like, wow.
So cool.
Like, it's
That's such
incredible.
a trip. It's so cool. And thank you for the opportunity, because it's man, yeah. Everything that's been happening has been so surreal and so wild, and every day it feels like
Yeah.
there's something new that's crazy, and that's one of the biggest things about like Web3 tequila for me. It's like I know, or I have a very clear understanding that like anything is possible, right? Like
Yeah.
anything is possible. It's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned here, like in terms of technology. Like it doesn't matter what you want to do, it's freaking possible here. The
Wild.
wildest ideas, the most creative, imaginative things. People have done it. And it's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
that is cool. That's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like a time like I've never been in before, it's like something like nothing else I've ever experienced. And we are going through something that's just never happened so far as we know on this planet ever. Like
Yeah.
it's really a first on so many
Hmm.
levels. We're
Yeah.
experiencing something and we are aware of it. So not only are we going through it, like everyone is, just a lot of people don't realize what's happening. We
Yeah.
understand it, we know it, and we're trying
Hmm.
to amplify our lives because of it. We
Yeah.
are seeing something because we're open-minded enough and, not too close-minded
Yeah.
to actually give it a chance when we don't really understand the whole of it.
Yeah.
It's the things that we don't understand that are so difficult to adopt, because if you don't understand something fully, how can you trust it?
Yeah.
But I do believe we're at the dawn of the greatest thing that'll ever happen in our lives. And wow, yeah,
I love
anything
it.
is possible. There's no ceiling. There's no
Yeah.
ceiling.
Exactly.
Wherever you want to
Exactly.
be now, you just
Yeah.
rewrite your whole story. And
Yep.
wow, what a first
Couldn't agree
year.
more. Yeah. What a what a gift. What a gift. What a cool opportunity. And it's like you
Yeah,
said, it just comes from being open minded, right? The ability to say, you know what, this shit sounds crazy, but why not? It's in the beginning, that's really what it was for me. I don't understand it, but there's something happening here. I cannot deny that. What it is, I do not know, but I'm willing to learn and take the, the punches along the way, because definitely took a lot of losses in the beginning, definitely spent a lot of
yeah,
time, in the wrong areas in the beginning for me personally, but that's what happens. You got to be slow before you can be fast, and
for
now that I've
sure.
found my place, it's nothing like I've ever experienced, and something I've been looking for my whole life. I'll be honest, like even just the fun, like connection aspect of it. I've always been looking for a place to truly be myself, to not, quote unquote, people please or, alter my, my character for others. Like this is a place where I am 100% myself 100% of the time. And that's something I've never had. So it's really cool to be able to learn who I am through all of this as well.
For sure. Like it's such a unique thing. It's such a strange but wonderful thing. And I do think that when there is mass adoption and more people experience the feeling that we're feeling, especially being able to sort of become a character, sort of be yourself because you're now in character. So you don't have to be this professional person who's in a suit or whatever it might be. I think everyone is going to find that little spark of happiness and like where you'll smile to yourself and have sort of inside laughs because it's just all a bit crazy. And I think when everything is mass adopted, there'll be, I think, a lot more happier people. Although what I do think as well, of course I could be wrong, but because we'll be more virtual and then there'll be metaverses, multiple metaverses where people will go for work, for play, for whatever it might be, I do feel like real life will become less of a joy and I guess a pleasure. And people will want to be in the metaverse more, connected to the VR goggles or Neuralink by Elon Musk or whatever it might be. And I do think that the digital life and identity will be a lot more important. It'll become paramount to people above anything else like nothing ever before,
Yeah. That's just like this. I struggle with like that part of it. I'll be honest, I personally just love my life and real life, it's
the outdoors.
So many, exactly. The outdoors or even just, sitting at a coffee shop, like just talking to somebody, IRL, like get that oxytocin going. You can feel that genuine human connection, and the more we spend online, or in these metaverses, like the less that's going to happen. Right. And then the future generation. I mean, we're seeing it now with at least my nephews and nieces, their ability to connect, is a lot harder than it was for me when I was their age, just because of the technology and the amount of time that they spend not connecting, right? Because the more we do something, the better we get at it. So the less I connect, the better I'm going to get at not connecting, right? And so that's just going to trickle down. Unfortunately, the more the attention is brought into the, this online space. But I do know that, when it rains, I appreciate the sun more, right? So there could be this weird, situation where it's like, because I'm spending so much time online or whatever, when I do walk outside and I do something IRL, like I appreciate it a lot more, and maybe I won't take it for granted as much as I do now, So maybe that theory, will play some part. That gives me some hope, at least, So a level of gratitude for IRL, because I'm spending so much time, away from it, is the potential of what can happen too. But, who knows? Who knows? That's what we're here to see, right? We're here to see what happens, and just to be a witness and be involved and have our lives, affected in a positive way because of all of this, and potentially make a positive effect on all of this. So yeah, it's going to be crazy to watch.
Well, we've got front row seats, get the popcorn, because
Exactly.
Because we're ready for it. Yeah, I love IRL. Yeah. Like IRL is like the way for me. I love that I'm open and understanding of the changes that are happening, and I'm not going to deny it or sweep it to the side in my brain. I'm going to be fully immersed, in everything that we're doing in Web3. But yes, I do my very best to take my technology to the beach and touch sand, because that is my love, being outside, being in the fresh air, being near the ocean and yelling tequila on the beach, that is my joy.
Totally. As a surfer, as a person who loves surfing, who loves diving, who loves skydiving, camping, amazing. I just travel, on a regular basis. I completely understand, and I want to do what I can to protect that part of life as well, at least for me. Yeah. But yeah, if I can fuse both, then I'm here for it.
For sure, for sure. Like, even what I'm building is to bridge Web 2 and Web 3 and have a metaverse and in real life and for it to tie in,
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I
I love
can't do the full move, I want a bit of both. And then obviously people can choose which part of Tequilaverse they prefer.
it. Exactly. Yeah.
Want to
Yeah.
spend
Yeah.
time. But yeah, no, it's also exciting. I'm so excited for our futures, for the connections we're already making and will continue to make. I'm looking forward to the in real life events because I feel like I've not met enough people yet. And
Same.
yeah, I think that's definitely exciting. There's nothing like, meeting people in real life and then being able to sort of tighten that bond and enrich relationships like from, I guess, where they've been born online, because it's not normal for me to, I guess, meet people online to then bring into real life. It's more normally the other way around. You meet someone in real life and then you say, "Oh, I'll add you on, online. Where are you?" Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Like normally it's the other way around, and suddenly we're going from crypto Twitter to being like, right, I wonder what that person looks like. Or I wonder what they're like in real life. Or I wonder if like they are the way they are on Twitter in real life. It's like a lot of questions because we've never met before, which is so crazy. It's crazy, wild. And we've gone through all of the change of it, because we are like the generations that have gone through life without anything, without the internet, without mobile phones, and then without, I guess, the need for technology the way we need it now for banking and for there's an app for everything. Even when you travel and you go through the airports, everything is just becoming app based. So we've gone through like all of the motions and all of the changes where, again, on the note that we just sort of left, the generations now growing up have not been in that situation where they can compare. Now they are only with their technology and their devices, and they wouldn't think of life without it. No, God, how could you not have a phone? How could you not have internet? What did you do?
Yeah, it's so crazy to think, like, because I'm 34, so I had a pager, back then when pagers and beepers were around, and then the first cell phones, and then using MapQuest or using a Thomas guide, and then MapQuest, printing out my directions before I went somewhere, and it's so crazy to think about, the convenience we have now, and that goes along with like this too. It's like the convenience of, being able to talk to somebody that's 8 hours, ahead of me and, have a face-to-face conversation. Even that is like a trip, from when I grew up, or when we grew up, I'm not exactly sure of your age, but like,
wild.
Like from, it's a trip, it's so crazy. I love it though. It's cool.
I love
cool to be a part of it.
And it's not just like person to person. Right now, it's like ape to ape, 8 hours apart.
Yeah, even that's a whole another layer on top of it, right? Like it's so crazy.
Wow.
Wow, what a trip.
It's a huge trip. It's like, did we take mushrooms or something and now we're like this? Is this real? I mean, am I real?
Right.
Should I feel pinch myself?
Oh, that's great. Oh my God.
It's wild. It's wild.
It's wild.
It's just insane. Like, who knows where we're going to be? Give it another year. Like, we've got Other Side, we've got ApeCoin, we've got lots of other projects that I know we've all dipped our toes into. There's so many things happening, wow. Where are we going to be? What's going to happen? I'm so excited. I'm not even afraid, even though I've got like these really heavy bags, in my hot wallets and all these things and too much to manage. It's just a bit wild. But I just feel so like excited that it was like when NFTs become so popular and we all embraced the culture, we all gambled and we all just sort of had fun. There was nothing like last summer. It was,
oh my God.
Insane. Wild,
crazy. Best times, honestly, like like those are right up there with like some of the best times of my life. They really are. Just the amount of fun and the amount of excitement and the amount of uncertainty. It was just all like
just so a rush.
Crazy. The rush, just like like I'm just like freak out like thinking about it. Like like I think so many of us were like, what is fucking happening here? This is so crazy, And every day I was like so hyped. I could jump out of bed and, hop on Twitter and check to see what the new thing was and, how people are doing and what's going on. And like, wow, it was it was a roller coaster of just
Wild.
insanity, you know. Wow.
Wild.
Wow.
And
Yes.
it's wow. And it's also crazy. Like it's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy that I guess back last year, obviously there was a lot more people visible. There was a lot more active accounts. There were a lot more people who were, I guess, OGs in the space who you recognize, and they were always on Spaces and always sort of visible and available. And I feel like that's decreased a lot the last few months, and it keeps decreasing. So you start to see who truly is here with conviction, you know, where they're still here excited, because it was never about the money, you know. Everyone needs money to live, don't get me wrong, but it was never, that wasn't the core of it. It was never to do with money or ETH or anything. It was to do with just turning up and, like you said, having fun, building connections, being present in something that was brand new, and a risk and a thrill. And like, there's no way to explain those feelings. But the people who felt it, and who felt it for the right reasons, are still here. And it's, wow.
Absolutely. And I had some friends in the space that, like, they were here just for the money, you know, and I totally get that. Like, there was a lot of money to be made, you know, and now that, you know, a lot of the volume has died down, you know, they've moved on to, you know, where the money is now, you know, and that's great. You know, no hate on them, you know. But the people that are still here, you know, and still having fun, it's definitely going to be
the vibes.
Cool exactly. Yeah. You know, and there's still opportunity here too, you know, which is the cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud to say that I'm still here, you know, and I'm stoked to see what comes next.
We're going to make it fun.
We are, absolutely. Yeah. Especially because I personally have no expectation of it. You know, like, that's one of the things too. Like, for me, it's like, whatever happens. Like, I don't really have I'm not a guy that watches charts or, you know, speculates really much. You know, I just kind of just talk to people and do my thing, and, you know, and just have as much fun as I possibly can. Which, I mean, I think there's a level of, like, naivete to that, you know, but that's just where I fit. You know, like I said in the beginning, it's
Hakuna Matata.
Exactly, dude. Like, I tried to watch charts and learn all that stuff, and it wasn't fun for me. You know, for some people it is, and I need those people because, you know, tell me what to do when I need to do it. You know, but like, I just, for me, just, this is, you know, putting on an ape filter and talking to somebody who's rad as hell. Like, this is all I want to do.
Wild.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. Like, I know everyone's different, and I've got friends, and specifically one of them, like, who's made so many, like, zeros and zeros and zeros from last summer, and still continue to, because numbers are their thing, you know, like, they're like math people, you know, they like to watch the digits, and it excites them to see, I guess, something they did create something that's now a plus. So I get it.
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
All I do as well know, but those friends, they don't go out much at all. And I feel sad in a way, because as much as they've got money, when it comes to, like, life experiences and genuine excitement, fun, pure joy, laughing until, like, your ribs are hurting and your eyes are watering. That's one of my most favorite things, when it's just natural and you can't stop laughing, and you try to stop and it comes out with greater force, and it's just beautiful. And I know that they're not having those experiences because they are constantly on their computers, and they're constantly just number crunching and watching the markets and checking the next thing and the next thing. And that does not excite me. No, it doesn't.
No,
and my one goal every day is to just have fun. So I do.
Same. You know,
kind of.
That's what this space allows us to do, right? Like, every day, like, at some point, like, just have fun, get some sun. And if I do those two things every day, like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Whatever else happens, it's, you know, I walk outside, I get some sun, you know, and then I can hop on, you know, Twitter and laugh with my friends. And And it's
For
amazing.
sure. Yeah, it's like one of the reasons why I started this podcast as well was because it was fun to me, I guess, to do this because the filters make it more interesting and it's just like a bit wild. So that's a little bit sort
Yeah,
of, I
no, totally.
guess, fun. And then
Yeah,
getting to know people. So I'm kind of tying everything in. So then hopefully by the next, I guess, in real life event, I'll
yeah.
have actual friends that I've built a rapport with that we've met
Oh,
already. So it
I
doesn't
love
feel so,
that.
like, I
Yeah.
guess, cold. Just a
Yeah,
Twitter
that's so
handle.
cool. I love
Like,
that. What a
yeah,
awesome motivation for doing that,
yeah.
to actually get to know people. Like you don't really like I don't know, like I've done, I have experience like with doing like some podcasts in the past or being guests, from my prior career. And it's always about like what the individual does, to bring value to the show, right? It's not so much as like what or who I am that brings value to you because you want to connect and get to know me, so that like whole motivation behind it, I haven't really experienced before. So just thank you for that because that's super cool. It doesn't,
Oh, thank
it's
you.
not like using another person in a way to further, the podcast. It's strictly a genuine like want to understand another human
For
being,
sure.
so that's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely not to fill any bags. Like this is
Yeah.
very casual. I literally just want to get to
Yeah.
know people and especially the ones who have been here so long that I see you all the time on Twitter and Instagram, wherever it might be, as your profile picture.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like actual conversation in comparison to a text, especially 140
Correct.
characters at a time.
Correct. I could not agree more. Could not agree more.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I've never actually done podcasting. Like the ones I've done recently, they're first. I've never done anything like this in my life. I
Oh,
just
cool.
thought, you know what? I've been wanting to do it for a lot of months. And obviously Mo-Pete started to get busy with the filters. And
Yes.
as soon as there was enough, I was like, right, it's time to start. This week
Yeah.
is the week. And I
Yes.
started it and I haven't stopped. I've done like one a day every day so far, edited and
That's incredible.
uploaded within 2 days. And I'm not even, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm okay, dabbled in the past, but not on a great level. I've maybe made 5 or 6 videos in the
Okay.
past, and they weren't great sort of, I guess, editing skills. I've never been taught. So it does take me about, I guess, between 4 and 8 hours to edit. But I know I'm
That's cool
learning.
though. Yeah, exactly. You're learning and it's something that, you want to do, and it's something that you
Yeah.
have fun doing. And, that's again, like the great freaking, like part of all this. Like, it's like, just, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I want to do it, so I'm going to do it, dude. Like, that's what's so cool, and, at some point you
Yeah.
might be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, so you just don't fucking do it anymore, and it's like, I think it's just as important to learn what you don't want to do as to learn what you do want to do. That's why, like,
Yeah, for sure.
in my life, like, I understand, like, if I can do anything I want, right? I just can't do everything that I want in my lifetime, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I try to just fucking do as much as I possibly can on a daily basis and like switch through so many different hobbies and so many different avenues of like income or like growth or it just doesn't matter. Like it's a constant journey for me just to do as much as I fucking can, if I and I need to know if I like it or not, like it's so like that's what I don't know I'm just that gets me hyped because you've never like you just wanted to do it and you're fucking doing it and that's super cool and not enough people do that, they want to do something and but it's it's gonna take me 8 hours a day. Well, it's like, dude, the fucking time is gonna pass anyway, so do something with
That's
it,
exactly
right?
what I
Like,
say.
yeah, and I know I'm just like too hyped and I'm cursing a lot, so I apologize for that.
It's
But
not too
that's
much.
a
It's
very
never too much. There's no rules. There's no rules.
yeah,
There's no rules.
yeah, that's just like a very passionate topic for me, whether it's with like weight loss
I love
or,
it.
a new profession or a new skill, it's like the fucking time is gonna pass, dude, so fucking do something with it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just like, let's fucking go.
Yes, exactly.
Like, seriously.
Exactly. Just fucking do something, dude. Like, fuck. Like,
Oh wow. This is like a podcast like no other, honestly.
Good. I'm
they
glad.
just keep getting better. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So rad. So rad.
I'm aware of the time because I remember you saying it's past. You've got to go on a Spaces or something.
Yes. Thank you
So
for being
I've
aware
been
of the
watching
time
that
because
for you.
yes, I appreciate that because I get caught up in it, you know, and yeah.
I've really loved talking to you though. Like, wow.
Same. It's super easy and natural, you know, and that's what's rad.
Sure.
You know? Cool. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I love it.
Wow, Trapp, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today. It has been insane the amount we have in common. I've absolutely loved getting to know you better, and I'm sure the audience will feel the same. Like, what a light and a joy, honestly. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I would love to do this again sometime. I mean, connecting with another person that, you know, obviously has a lot of the same ideals and values and, you know, energy as you do. It's a true pleasure. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. Let's fucking go. Tequila. Yeah. So rad.
I feel good.
Yes. I'm hyped right now. I'm about to go to my next presentation and fucking crush it.
They're gonna love your presentation.
Oh my God, I'm gonna crush it. Fuck yes. I'm gonna put my filter on the whole time too. Fuck
yes. Amazing. Have an amazing time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Please do come back soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Take care,
I look forward to it. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you, Tequila, and I will see you soon. We're gonna fucking make it. We're gonna make it.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Woo!
Yes. Love it.
I'll see you on Twitter, fam.
Okay, sounds good. Later.